I just decided to have this little get together at my house last minute, invited all the car people in our car club to come over and bring something to barbecue if they wanted to, just hang out and have a good time as friends. And so we actually had a pretty good turnout. We had a bunch of cars show up over at my house, and we all stood around talking, having a great time. And I guess today was National Mustang Day, and I didn't really know it. So I guess this is a National Mustang Day meetup. My friend brought his Shelby GT350. We had another Coyote show up that's the same color, and I had the new Mach 1 that I just got there, and my buddy brought this 16,000 mile dark shadow gray Terminator Cobra. Beautiful car, nice low mile car, and it's so nice to look at this car in the sunlight. It pops really nicely. He also has the same boreless Stinger catback that I have on both my Cobras, all polished up. Looks really nice. It was a nice warm day. The sun was out. It wasn't too bad. There was a little bit of wind, but nothing bad like that. Had all the cars here and in my garage and in the driveway. And so here's just a little footage of all the cars together and enjoying a nice hangout time. And this was just a real quick, out of nowhere, just started inviting people to come over. And Danny Johnson started telling a story about picking up this silver Trans Am that belonged to a friend of ours. It was in Vegas. It needed to be picked up, and he brought it back to his house. And so we were all standing around telling stories, having a great time. And so I just recorded a little bit of him telling the story, because this is a little bit of Danny Johnson uncut. This is a side of Danny Johnson you probably haven't seen, but it's fun when we all get together as friends and tell stories, and we all just want to tell the next story, because we all have these funny stories, and we're all standing there laughing and having a good time.
It was like just open headers, LS3 cam, and so as soon as it started, I'm like, okay, I'm out of here, and just started driving, right? So I took it over, and I'm looking down, and it's on empty, and I'm like, shoot, we're freaking screwed. No. So we're by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and there's that TA, gas station. So I come pulling into that, and because of the cam, and then no back pressure from the exhaust, I'm having to just keep revving it to keep it moving. And I look over right as I'm coming in, and I'm just like trying to get it over the hill, and it's just lurching, and there's a freaking highway patrolman who pulling in right there. And so I'm like, shoot, and I turn it off, and I coast into the gas pump. And I just kind of sit there, and I looked over, and he's just staring at me. And then I look, and I'm like, oh, shoot. The gas door's on this side, on this car. And I'm like, I'm not starting this thing up. And I sat there literally for like half an hour, and he sat there, and we like stared each other down. And he finally left. So I started back up, and it's just like, freaking everybody, like in that whole truck stop, just like looks over at me.
No, staring at you. Why are you waiting?
So I'm like, I'm having to rev the crap out of it just to keep it alive, and I put it back in, filled it up. I'm driving it down the freeway, and that thing, just because of the cam and the 6-speed, it was either just like lurching and lugging in overdrive, like in sixth, or I had to be like fifth gear at like 2,500 RPM, just like freaking screaming. Crazy.
I was going like that. Me and my buddy, we went to one of my other buddies' house. We're all in Foxborough. It's kind of like this, and we went back home.
So here's just a little footage of everyone leaving.